What's up, guys? This is episode number 53 of the Mack Talks, and today we have Sarah Gallo on the podcast, A.K.A. the 5-Foot Traveler. She's a seasoned travelpreneur and the owner of the 5foottraveler.com. Today we cover some of her favorite places that she's traveled, and we do a little bit of Mack move or whack move. Let's do this.
Chase, tell the people what the Mack Talks are.
If you're an entrepreneur, impactful leader, or business owner, the Mack Talks are that vehicle that brings you the stories that you need to hear.
That's right, real stories from real leaders. Check us out every Thursday. Welcome to the Mack Talks, everybody. We're back from a long hiatus.
Feels like it's been a while.
It's been a good 3 or 4 weeks, I think, since we ripped off a pod. We did a bunch in a short period of time.
Yeah.
So we're still releasing one a week, trying to speed up that process a little bit, right?
But we're back.
We're back.
We're back
from our
better than ever.
We're back. The last podcast we did was the Mohegan Sun one. It was great. We had a blast. We partied with some celebrity chefs. We asked them about Scrapple. We asked them if they were entrepreneurs. We won money gambling.
Yep.
Did we not?
It was a blast.
Did we go on a heater?
Yeah, we
went
won
on
like
a heater.
we won like a combined like almost $2,000. So
Yes.
we were in good spirits that
Which
day.
puts us as a total combined of only being down what, $6,000? No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, that was what, last month?
Yeah.
But today we have on a great guest, and she does some traveling. And
I think you could say that.
Yeah,
I think
a little
that's
bit,
safe
right?
to say.
A little bit of traveling.
Yeah, a little bit.
So we want to dig in and hear her story. We see her Instagram. It's awesome. And we're super excited to dig into the 5-Foot Traveler's Instagram and check out what she has going on. So
Welcome Sarah Gallo, the 5-Foot Traveler.
Thank you for having me.
We don't have sound effects today, so I'm going to be doing
We
them.
had so many awesome sound effects to play for you today. We had a lot of really good ones. You'll hear none of them.
hilarious.
You'll hear none of them today.
I might make some of my own, but
You will hear no intro song as well. And then you also will hear no intro to the show.
and there will be no background screen either.
No,
No.
we're killing it today. So obviously, I guess it's like when you get back in the gym, right? It takes a little while to,
Definitely.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I'm experiencing that right now. Long layoff because I caught very bad sick. Yeah, I was sick for like 2 months. So I just started getting back in the gym, and it's killing me. I'm super sore.
It's a nice, slow process.
Yeah.
Slow build.
So I absolutely love what you're doing, with all your traveling. And I mean, is this your full-time job?
Thank you. Yes, it is. I've been doing it now. It'll be 7 years this summer.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy.
So how often are you so you live here in Connecticut, right?
I do.
Yeah. Well, sort of.
Sort of.
Well, that's where you file your taxes
kinda.
from.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
taxes are definitely Connecticut. I've always been a Connecticut girl.
I'm going to be honest with you. Of all the places that you decided to stay for 1 month out of the year, I'm not sure Connecticut's your best look.
No, but my family.
Yeah, right? You gotta go with
It
Yeah.
offsets all the awesome places you go. Like, you
Yeah.
come back to Connecticut.
Well, it's pretty funny though, because the thing is, even though I've been to all these amazing places, I crave home sometimes, and I crave, the things I know here and the routines that I have here.
Yep.
Because everything is so crazy exciting once I leave, that the reality of just being able to go home and sit on the couch and watch a movie and not have to be dressed up and anything like that is just nice.
Yeah, I can
Something
imagine.
I really look forward to, but definitely for the winter, it's a bit.
So tell us how you got into this. Like, what made you? I mean, I know that you have such an awesome story. Like, how did you become, somebody who travels for full time and was actually had a fear of flying? Like, I think that's pretty crazy how you were able to.
Yeah, it's definitely wild.
Yeah.
And it's a big part of, who I am today. So for me, I had a 10-year debilitating fear of flying.
Yep.
Absolutely crippling. I pretty much used to almost have to be carried onto the airplane by my family growing up. I'd have a massive panic attack at takeoff, pass out, and then, get on with my life. And literally, I used to try to be like, can we just drive to Mexico?
Yeah.
Because I could not get over that fear of getting on a plane. So the fact that I now travel for a living and, airplanes and I are, best friends these days is pretty wild. It did take 10 years to overcome that fear of flying, and I had to try literally everything
right?
in the books to be able to overcome it. And ultimately, crazy enough, it actually was hypnotherapy
Wow.
that got me over it. And I was very anti-hypnotherapy.
Yeah.
Very anti-hypnotherapy. I pretty much went in kicking and screaming, but
you wanted to fly, so you gave
yeah, well, actually, it was my parents who were like, yeah, actually, I wanted to study abroad. I went to NYU. They had a phenomenal study abroad program. I had awful roommates freshman year, and I was like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
and so I wanted to go to Florence, but my family was like, how are you going to do that? You can't get on an airplane by yourself. And, at that point, I thought I'd tried everything. And one day my mom came to me and she was like, you haven't tried hypnotherapy. And I was like, hypnotherapy.
Have you tried a boat?
I
was going to say a boat.
Yeah.
That would take a while.
That'd be going back a long time to boat travel.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And ultimately, I did the hypnotherapy 3 sessions later, and my fear of flying was gone and forever. And it was the best thing I have ever done in my entire life.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? I grew up watching this show called The A-Team. And Mr. T was on it, and he had a fear of flying. So, the whole purpose of the show is they always had to have him fly. So they would always, tell him to look the other way and then, hit him with a needle or something where you pass out. So, I'm curious, your family ever have to do that for you or no?
Well, so I used to have to take quite a bit of prescription medicine to get on there.
Oh, yeah, that must have been tough.
Fully prescribed, but I had some high dosage things.
You weren't picking any of those up when you went to Mexico off the
but my fear was, but the crazy thing is that my fear was so strong that I would have the panic attack before any of the meds even kicked in, and then I'd pass out. And then it'd be fine, but it couldn't get me over it.
It sounds like it was bad.
It was really bad. It was prompted by September 11th. I flew right after it and had a not so great experience. It was the bumpiest takeoff of my life to this day. And that'll trigger a 10-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a completely rational fear. Of all the things, I'm a little afraid, to be honest with you, hopping on an airplane.
Totally.
Especially the more time you put in between it. And that's the thing. When you start doing it all the time, then it becomes a regular thing for you. And sometimes
I mean, I still hate it.
Yeah.
While I don't get the panic attacks anymore.
Yeah, it's still not something you're cool with.
I still hate the airplane and I hate the airport, and I don't actually enjoy that process at all. It's a means to an end, though. It gets me to my destination, allows me to live the life that I live, which is incredible. But in order to do that, I do have to, fully get out of my comfort zone and do something that I genuinely hate.
So let's talk about some of these destinations that you're going to.
Yeah, you're our first travelpreneur that we've had on our podcast. And we've been wanting to have a travel.
Yes, we have.
Need a
Fabulous.
travelpreneur. This isn't an entrepreneur podcast without a travelpreneur.
Exactly.
So yeah, let's talk about some of the places you've been and what the life of a travelpreneur is like.
Oh my goodness, that is a loaded question. So I have been to, as of today, I've been to 113 countries across all 7 continents. Mm-hmm. It'll be 114 by next week, which is pretty exciting. Mm-hmm. It has been a wild adventure, to say the least. I hit my 7th continent back in 2016. Mm-hmm. So I've just been further exploring from there. I went all the way to Antarctica by myself, and that was one of the craziest experiences of my life.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm losing my voice, by the way.
That's okay.
No, you're good.
I ironically hit Australia last, which everybody expected to be one of the first few continents that I hit.
Yep.
Because, it's more westernized. But that's one of the reasons I left it for last. I was like, well, it's more laid back and it's beachy and it's fabulous. One of my favorite places in the world.
Save the best for last.
Yeah. I was quite honestly afraid I wasn't going to leave. Yeah. So I was like, I should probably save that for last. But it's been amazing to actually be able to immerse myself in all of these every culture across all of these countries and continents, because they're all so different, and you realize what's amazing about all of them and what's special and what's unique, and it also really gives you a sense of perspective. Mm-hmm. Here, sometimes we get so caught up in our everyday lives that it's easy to forget about the things we need to be grateful for, and then sometimes you travel and you see how people that have nothing compared to what we have are some of the happiest people you'll meet in your entire
something I
life.
hear a lot about. Yeah.
So hospitable, willing to open their homes to you, willing to feed you, all this stuff where you're like, wow, that generosity is completely uncalled for, and yet they want to, because it's so ingrained in their culture. And so we come back here, and then all of a sudden, you really do appreciate that memory foam pillow you have under your head, and that home cooked meal that you have with clean water, and the heat that you have in the winter, and because your fireplace isn't being heated by cow dung in Mongolia, and those are all things that I've experienced. And so it definitely just gives you that sense of
So
perspective.
do you have, obviously you have sponsors, like people that sponsor, some of your trips, or how does that work? You have products
So there's a lot involved.
Yeah.
So when I first started, back before the word influencer even existed,
I love
way
it.
before that existed,
Yep.
I was already working with brands online.
Nice.
It just sort of came about. I guess to back up a little bit, when I was at NYU, I decided to graduate early, so I did end up going to Florence, studying abroad there, and then I decided when I was there, I was like, oh my gosh, travel is the greatest thing in the world. I have to incorporate it somehow. I have no idea how, but it has to be done. And so I decided right then and there, I would spend another semester abroad. I would study abroad in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I'd graduate early, so I'd end college, studying abroad, which would be awesome.
Yep.
And to do that, NYU is notorious for pretty much not giving any scholarships. And one day I was on the train home from New York to Connecticut, and I saw a scholarship pop up, and it was to keep a travel blog. And I was like, what's the harm in applying? I'm sitting on this train. I've got nothing better to do. I had no expectations.
Yeah.
Long story short, I won the scholarship.
Yeah.
So that forced me to have the first round of my website, and I documented all of my experiences there in South America, and I loved, all of a sudden I had this platform that was mine, that was housing my memories. At that point I didn't really have many readers or anything like that. I was passed around the NYU community, but it was for me. It was a way that I could really show my photos and write a blurb about the way that I felt when I was doing something, and that was really cool. And then I thought that would be that. I never thought any of this life that I've created was ever going to happen. I was on the perfect line for, you graduate early, you go apply to jobs, you get that publicity or PR job in New York City, and then you climb the ladder. That was always my plan too. I never ever planned to be traveling the world. And then so I walked out of my last ever exam at university. I went to the Bolivian salt flats, trekked through Patagonia, spent Christmas in Antarctica, and New Year's Eve in Rio.
Wow.
And then I flew home to get that job.
Yeah, right.
And I went and I applied for all those PR jobs in New York City, and I got them. However, they didn't want to pay me a livable wage in New York City. And I was like, So about that, I've got this blog, and I really found that I have this passion for travel. Let me see what I could do with it.
Yeah.
So I turned down the jobs straight out of NYU, turned down the PR jobs, bartended a bit down on Stone Street in New York City, saved up some money, and then I took off. And I was like, let's see what I could do.
That's great.
And I started working with brands. I started working with hotels right
now,
off the bat.
Now, did you reach out? You've reached out to them.
Reached out to
That's
them.
that PR background of your own. You're like,
I'm
you know what? I'm not
going
to PR. I'm not going to do PR for them. I'm going to do PR for me now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. I knew I had the skill set necessary to at least give it a good shot.
Yep.
And so I went for it. And in the beginning, it was just a barter. So I would, write an article, do some social media, and they would
cover all the travel.
High-end hotels would give me, a free stay and, meals included, or tours, transportation, etc.
Nice.
And again, this was way before
people
were doing this.
Yep.
And I was just amazed at how well received it was around the world. And I genuinely loved being able to give a firsthand account and experience to the audience that I was growing about these places, because they were unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then as time went on, pretty much I just kept up with the blog, kept up with the social media, and it turned into a full-time profitable career.
Yeah.
So I stopped bartending back in 2015. That was the last time I was ever behind a bar. What I used to do to fund my travels before, the brand sponsorships all came in, was I'd pretty much bartend 80-hour weeks, 3 months a year, and that was it. And then I'd take off 2 months a year. And then I would take off for the other 10 months.
Wow.
And then I would use that money to, get me through all of that.
Yeah.
But then it turned profitable at the end of 2016, and then it's just been smooth sailing.
That's
ever
awesome.
since.
Such a great story.
What are some of the brands that you've worked with, or some of the places you've stayed, anything like that?
Oh my goodness. So the one I'm most excited about, I am now working with, I'm now an ambassador for GoPro, which is
that's
pretty
great.
cool.
That's an
that
awesome
just happened. That just happened last week, so that's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I've been using GoPros pretty much through all my travels.
Yep.
I'm now on my fourth. So, it's a brand that is you know, it works. It's authentic. It's something that I genuinely believe in.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
and it's travel. You can drink some of their coffee if you want. And it's travel. Like when I think of GoPro, I think of action and travel and, you know, going
adventure.
Yeah, like, you know, so it fits.
Exactly.
It fits perfect.
Exactly. And so like these days I'm a luxury adventure traveler.
Yeah.
So it's the perfect combination in my mind.
Yeah.
Other brands. So for instance, for my next trip, I'm also sponsored by Loa Boots, which is amazing because I've been using them from day one of my travels. I've owned 4 or 5 pairs of their boots. They are the only hiking
be the best
boots
feeling.
I will ever wear because I love them. They are the most comfortable, durable. I go on and on.
When you're sponsors of the stuff that you wore
exactly.
anyway,
well,
like that's win-win.
And that's where I think it's really key because there are a lot of people online who will just take the first sponsorship that comes to them. And the reality is that's not what I want. I want something that's authentic, something that I really, truly believe in and use.
Yeah.
And so when something like GoPro or Loa Boots comes along, those are brands that I already know and love and use.
Yeah.
And that's incredible because it's just a natural, authentic partnership. You know, their brands have already, you know, been promoting by word of mouth and online for years anyway.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty cool to see things like that come about. As for hotels, oh gosh, I've worked with so many absolutely outstanding hotels.
Yeah, I can only imagine. That must be because they're like, ooh, we want to show you the best of the best because you're going to write about it.
Exactly.
So even if they don't put you in the best suite that they have, they're like, oh, well, at least come take a tour of it. You know what I mean? So you get to see.
I actually won't take the tours. Because my attitude is that,
you
again, it goes back to authenticity.
Yeah,
so
I like that.
I'm going to write about, and whatever you want me to experience is what I'm going to write about. If you want me to look at or cover your highest suite, that's what I have to be staying in. Because otherwise, then it's just biased marketing, and that's not
that's not what you're doing. That's not your image.
Right now, if that was a side gig that they wanted photography for or, you know, videos for or whatever, that's different. But that's not what I'm going to write about from a firsthand experience. That would be a whole different area because how do I pride myself on my authenticity.
Yep.
So, you know, a lot of the times they do put me in the nicest rooms because they want that covered.
Yeah,
but that's something I make known.
Yeah, I think you want to give the true guest experience.
Exactly.
That's what you're looking to do. You're not looking to give some cookie cutter advertisement blog or story behind it.
Exactly. I want to be able to actually showcase, you know, what it's like to go and lay in that bed that just feels unbelievable or I want to be able to highlight the name of the server that just went so above and beyond in every way, shape, and form, just being him, or, you know, the activities that are there that are just genuinely fun and enjoyable. You know, I want to experience it just like anybody else. However, I definitely will say, you know, I think that a lot of the brands definitely, they know that they're hosting somebody who is there to write about it. So, I mean, I'm definitely getting an elevated experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I do tell them, you know, I want to be treated the way that a high-end guest would be treated.
Yeah.
Somebody that was staying in this room would be treated as the way that I want it to be. You know, I don't want any, you know, special treatment. That's not me.
Yeah.
A lot of companies are really, I think, pushing, maybe even niche ones, but are pushing the envelope now, and they're coming up with like new, adventurous, exciting ways to travel and to like stay. So I've seen ones where they're underwater and you can sleep and there's fish like swimming by you, or in an igloo or something like that.
I am sleeping in an igloo next week.
All right.
So I was going to ask you, what are some of the crazier stays that you've had?
That igloo is not heated though, right?
Oh, so I guess we're gonna fast forward to the igloo.
Well, I'm curious. You can't just drop an igloo and then move on from it. I gotta hear about that.
So
Hold
there
on.
are two. Well, first off, I'm going to the Arctic next week. I guess we have to preface that.
That's awesome.
And so as of now, I'm staying in an igloo one night, but that one's a heated igloo. So it's a glass igloo, and I should be able to see the northern lights. Fingers crossed.
Oh yeah.
From inside the igloo, which would be amazing.
Yeah.
And then the other place I'm staying is the world's first ice hotel.
Oh, so I think I saw something about that.
It looks unbelievable. So I'm literally sleeping on a bed of ice. The hotel gets built every year. Built up every year in the winter. I think they're all individual. Like,
okay.
I'm gonna have to report back on this once I'm back.
Yeah, we have to read the blog.
You're gonna have to read the article once I post it.
Yeah.
But I mean, to my knowledge, they actually there's a an all-season section that isn't all ice or anything like that, but there is a winter season part of the ice hotel that is literally built up every winter. So it's new designs, new techniques, everything like that. So my room is going to be a bed of ice with all the furs and everything on it, and they give you like a sleeping bag that's rated for Arctic temperatures, and it is kept at 20 degrees Fahrenheit in the room all night. And I hate the cold.
How can you sleep?
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
How can you sleep?
Is there like a follow up here, guys? I don't know.
Is there like a real hotel right across the street that when you realize you've had enough, you go to?
They have the warm rooms, but that's just not, you know.
Yeah, you can't. You got to do it.
You got to do it.
I have to do it. And like I said, the irony is just I hate the cold. I don't do the cold. I've avoided Connecticut winter for as long as I possibly can. For the last 6 years. This is the longest I've been here for the winter.
Also, your Instagram is, I would say it's more the warmer places, if I had to say.
Oh, yeah.
Not too many coats, only a couple I saw.
Only like Antarctica. Pretty much is the only actual cold weather destination I've ever covered. And even there, you know, all things considered, when I went, and this was back in 2013, it didn't feel really much colder than what we experience on a cold winter day. I remember being there and being like, this isn't as cold as I thought it'd be. Whereas this trip that I have coming up is definitely, I've been following the weather. Yeah. It's definitely gonna be very, very, very cold.
Yeah.
So I bought like a balaclava that I could like pull over my head and up over my nose, and I have a lot of gear. Just
I can imagine.
Look ridiculous.
Bring those little heat packets too.
Oh, I have
that could be.
I have hand warmers. I have foot warmers. I have electric socks.
Could be your next sponsor. You keep going.
I think you should read. You know Canada Goose, that jacket company.
I do.
Do you have one?
No, they are not in the news positively.
Oh no.
No.
Because I just heard that they're like the warmest, but.
My
friend had one in.
They're also the most.
I haven't really kept up.
They are not an ethical company.
I haven't kept up.
He's looking for a warm coat. He's not looking for. Ethics.
No. I am looking for ethics. No, I'm looking for ethics. I just heard my friend really liked it in college, and that was 4 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard before all the news broke.
Yeah,
they were considered one of the best, but to my knowledge, since this news broke, now they are considered highly unethical, and so they're not a company that I particularly want to support. And again, a lot of the companies.
She'll be cold before she wears that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to find another one that, you know, will keep you warm and is a little more ethical and sustainable.
So which one are you going with? Arc'teryx, Columbia, Patagonia?
I still haven't decided. I leave on Tuesday and I haven't chosen my outer layer yet.
Yeah. You better get on that.
It's a little late to be.
Well, so far I've got my Loa boots, I've got Floa base layers, which are technical base layers. I've got Hestra gloves, which are considered the best of the best gloves, which I'm incredibly excited about.
Yeah, that's important.
And that very important.
Yeah.
I got Burton snow pants, and I'm still, right now I have a Marmot jacket, but I'm still trying to figure out if that's what I'm actually going to take. So my house currently just has like a lot of ski jackets lying around.
Yeah.
As I try to figure out what's going to come.
How long does it take to get up there?
So I am flying from New York to Stockholm via Heathrow. Mm-hmm. And then from Stockholm, you could either hop on a Norwegian Air flight to Luleå.
I said up there, but is it up there?
It's up there.
It's got to be because it's cold.
It's up there.
I'm just thinking
the Arctic
like
is
North
Pole is the Antarctic is
correct.
South.
Yep.
Yeah. See, I went to college. Bro.
Yeah, this is my college-educated co-host.
Don't come up in here with your geographical knowledge. I'll shut it right down.
A lot of people have been mixing it up, though, actually. As I've been saying, I've been going to the Arctic. Like, we've been thinking Antarctica this whole time. I'm like, been there, done that.
So you got to go to Germany first.
So Stockholm first.
Okay.
Then from Stockholm, I could fly directly to Luleå, which is where I'm starting.
Okay.
Or what I'm doing, actually, I am going on an overnight train with, I think it's Swedish Railways, because we're getting a private berth where there's, or a private cabin, so it has its own bathroom and shower and everything, and it's a very, very sustainable way to get up there. Mm-hmm. They're doing they have a lot of green initiatives coming out that I can't ramble off all the facts around.
Yeah, right.
But like when I saw it online, I was like, you know what? That's really cool, and so many people don't know about that. That's an option to get there.
Yep.
And so I figured, why not? It was almost the same price to do an overnight train versus flying. It's one less flight, and again, I hate flying.
Yeah.
And it's more sustainable. So to me, it was just kind of win-win.
I mean, it sounds like it's more spacious, and you can just chill.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
you could take a shower, and you have a separate cabin.
And I'm going to have a friend with me, and so it's just going to be, I don't know, better than
Do you
flying.
do a lot of these by yourself?
It really depends. It really depends on the trip. Whenever possible, I like to bring somebody just because. So I went to Antarctica on my own. And it was one of the loneliest trips I've ever had in my entire life because, I had nobody to actually, that I knew and loved and cared about. I had nobody to share it with.
Yeah.
And so while it was incredible, like I said, in Antarctica as an example, while it was incredible, it was really, really lonely just because I have a very high level of enthusiasm. I really love to share the experience.
Yeah.
And so when I first started traveling, I did a lot of solo travel. And still, I'll do solo travel like this if the opportunity comes up. However, whenever possible, I like to have somebody with me. So that way, we can share it and photograph it, and also to help with photographs, help with planning, help
content.
with all of that. You
have to ask people all the time, hey,
because,
take
my
a picture
whole
of me.
life is content.
Yes.
It's high quality content. It's not just here's an iPhone, please take this.
Right,
it's really high quality content where I want to be in a certain position. I'll frame the photo, but I know exactly where I want to be. I know exactly how it needs to be taken.
Yep.
And I'm very particular with that because it's my whole brand. And so when I'm by myself, that gets very, very hard. Which is why these days, 9 times out of 10, I always have somebody with me.
Yeah.
Which again is win-win for me.
Your brother's a photographer, so I'm sure he's come on a couple trips with you.
Yeah, so my brother David is an amazing, amazing photographer, and it's been incredible to share those experiences with him because we've done a lot of bucket list spots together.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure that it
amazing.
helps with you too because he can probably help give you some input. You can bounce ideas off of him for content.
Oh, when he is with me, he is in full control of the camera. It's one of those, hey, you take those shots, you tell me when you think it's going to be good for me, and if there's a photo I want, I just say, hey, this is the photo I want. I don't have to go and check the framing or anything because I know he's plenty skilled enough to do that on his own. And so it's amazing because he knows me so well, so it just flows as seamlessly as possible because it's somebody who knows
he knows where you're moving. He knows where you're getting settled in. He knows where to get the shot.
Exactly, because I've lived with him my whole life.
Yeah,
in some
exactly.
way, shape, or form.
He also knows that you take the last of the whatever out of the fridge, whatever it may be. You use the last of the milk. You don't go get more, whatever it may be.
I eat the last Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah, that's what you do. You don't go bring more up from the freezer downstairs because that's what brothers and sisters do to each other, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I just got reamed out the other day for eating the non-dairy cookie dough Ben and Jerry's. But it was so good.
That's funny. So I actually have a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to go dad on you. So I think about safety.
All right.
That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go safety.
Definitely went down
What
on
are you
me.
doing? What are you doing to make sure you're protected? You got your head on a swivel, I hope so. Before you get to that fancy hotel.
You just turned 70 years old.
Boomer just arrived, and he wants to know what you're doing for safety, young lady. So talk to him right now.
So I actually get that question a lot. And,
Yes.
And my father, I love him dearly.
Yeah, he's already got you. I know him. He's got you.
He definitely worries about me.
He's got a tracking device on you, doesn't he?
Well, when I first studied
You better
abroad,
be sharing your location.
Oh, when I studied abroad in 2011, it was right when Taken came out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's not good. Your poor parents.
I had just gotten to Florence, and Taken came out, and they saw Taken, and U2 is my favorite band.
Yeah.
And in Taken, the girl who gets taken goes to Europe to follow U2 around.
Yeah.
So
a lot of similarities there, making parents feel real comfortable at home,
I got
right?
a little too close to home, I think.
Yeah.
But that said, I am an incredibly cautious person. I am not a reckless person. And so before I started traveling, I made sure that I knew exactly, how to be aware of my surroundings, gear that I needed that would keep me safe, just little things that you pick up. So for instance, when I first started traveling, I made sure that my purse was slash proof. It wasn't as cute, but it was slash proof.
Yep.
I learned never to just have a purse on one shoulder. You always want to have a crossbody, always.
Yep.
You never want it on the side of your body. You always want it in the front of your body.
Yeah.
I learned never walk with AirPods or headphones or anything on because you want nothing that will distract you when you're walking.
Yeah.
Never look down at your phone while crossing the street the way that we do here because, anybody could either snatch it out of your hand, which has happened, not to me, but to people I know.
Yeah, yep. That's
or,
a common thing.
people use it as a distraction. You're very, very aware of the tricks. So, I looked up all the scams around the world, how people drop things or they'll try to distract you or they'll tap you on the shoulder.
This one to that one.
I looked up everything.
And you're like, someone drops something in front of you, like, pick that shit up yourself.
You're probably really good at identifying these things now at this point.
Well, also, how many,
you could teach a class on it.
I could talk about this for hours.
You literally did how many months of being a bartender in New York City?
Exactly.
I think you learned a lot from that, right?
Oh, yeah. I learned quite a lot from that.
Because there's somebody over in, wherever you said that, I think, where was it? You were over in,
I was down,
when you were studying?
Yeah.
So, like, there's somebody whose kid is studying in New York City that feels the same way, where they're nervous and they're just like, so.
And actually, that's a great point, because the thing is, so many people are like, well, aren't you scared to travel the world and the safety and everything? But it's like, again, I lived in New York City, and while for us it's home in some way,
you have to have that.
You still have to be aware. You know,
Yeah.
I was never big on going out because I did bartend. So when I wasn't bartending, I enjoyed being in. But you still going home from any bar that you're going to in the middle of the night, it's still a big city that still could be dangerous.
Psychopaths everywhere.
I mean, I always say to people, I was living on 13th or 14th and 3rd, and there was a shooting, just down the street in the middle of the night, 2-3 blocks away. So how's New York any different than living in Florence, for instance?
Yeah.
Again, it just comes down to you and your awareness, and I think that awareness is key. And gaining that sense of just, knowing your surroundings and not being stupid, And when I was studying in Argentina, I noticed that all of the locals had their bags locked, like their backpacks. And now, guess what? Every backpack that I wear outside of, around pretty much this area has a lock on it.
Yep.
Like, everything is locked, because otherwise people could open it. And they could go in. It's little things you don't even think of that, that one thing could make a massive difference.
And the last thing you need is, you being safe is the most important thing. But then the second thing is, like, your credentials, or like, your wallet, your passport, like those type of things that really would hamper you getting back and really would screw up your whole entire trip. So,
so
obviously safety first. And then what happened?
So 2011, it was my first time studying abroad, so first time really doing this whole travel thing on my own. I traveled on my own every weekend rather than going to the bars. I decided I wanted to get out of there and go see new countries every weekend. And we didn't have Friday classes, so every Thursday night I took off.
That's great.
And one day, it was probably, where was I? It was probably end of September, so let's say a month in or so. I was trying to get to Barcelona, and it left from I went to the Pisa train station to get to the Pisa airport. And I remember going up the steps in the train station. I was carrying my little carry-on, up the steps, and I felt my purse go from in front of me to the side of me. And I very consciously was like, all right, at the top of the stairs, and a short flight of stairs, I was like, remember to put your purse, back in front of you. And then all of a sudden I heard this like jingling. And at that point I had a lot of apartment keys attached to my wallet. And I was like, I think somebody just got my wallet. And I turned around, ended up smacking a girl across the face.
Yes.
And she had my wallet in her hand, and she looked at me with just a stunned face and dropped my wallet.
I knew she knew some moves. I was just going to say,
you're badass.
You definitely know some Taekwondo
I'm
or
a black
something.
belt in Taekwondo.
I knew, I could,
you're badass.
I could tell.
Wow.
That was my next thing I was going to say. I was like,
that shit was
Jeet
muscle
Kune Do.
memory. It was like muscle.
But it was wild. I got her like right here, but it was just instinct. It was just,
And you snatched it back? Get back.
I got everything back.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's
but it was
go.
just that quick instinct that I was like, something isn't right.
She hasn't grabbed
That's
that
one
wallet
for the
since
good
that
guys.
woman.
That's one.
She hasn't grabbed it since.
I will never forget the look in her face though, because it was just
She's
crazy.
like,
I'm like,
caught me.
I didn't mean to, smack
no,
a
it's just-
girl in the face.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just
No,
that's
no.
happened.
Hey, listen,
And she
you
did
got one
have my
coming to you.
wallet in her hand.
Yeah.
So
Now, it would have been bad if you slapped her in the face and then you saw the other person next to her with the wallet in your.
Exactly.
That would have been a little bit of a problem.
But I think this works.
I don't think that there would be any type of recourse coming back at you for that, considering
think
she
so.
tried to steal your wallet.
She
She's not
had
running
it
to
in
say
her
somebody.
hand.
She's not going to run and be like, that girl just hit me. Like, yeah, because I tried to steal her wallet. So
Yeah, no, that was crazy though, and it definitely, again, it went back to the whole perspective, being aware of your surroundings, and like that was very early on, and so thankfully they didn't get it, and still to this day, because of the safety precautions that I have put in place and the awareness that I make sure that I do have.
Yep.
I've, knock on wood, never had anything stolen from me ever.
Yeah.
I know just about everybody else has that I know of, but
well, also it's
I
tough too
haven't.
because you're carrying so much shit around sometimes, and it's just easy to forget stuff. I mean, I've been known to leave my phone places.
Oh, gosh.
And, yeah, I'm just a mess.
When we're like in where we live and work, and we only go to 3-4 places, like that's normal because we don't have to worry about the things that she has to worry about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to actually be like twice as prepared, 3 times as prepared as us when we leave our house.
And even little things, like I remember when I was in Florence, I learned, if you're out at dinner, don't ever have your phone on the dinner, like on the dinner table, because a waiter or somebody could just come by and grab it when they're clearing the plates.
Yep.
Little things like that. And so to this day, I mean, I don't ever have my phone at the dinner table anyway.
Yeah.
But that would be like, I just couldn't phically have do that.
Yeah.
Because just that's ingrained in me now.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
cool.
Don't.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's little things like that, and I hope my family knows that I take a lot of caution when I travel, and I am very aware.
Next time somebody tries to take her wallet, she's going to sweep the leg.
Sweep the leg.
She's going to do. So.
That's Scott's move.
All right, so tell us what you got coming for 2020. For the rest of the year, besides going to Antarctica, what else do you have? The Arctic, sorry. The Arctic.
I told you everybody mixes
I did.
No, it's normal. Everybody mixes it up.
Tell us what else you got going on besides that trip.
All right, so it is shaping up to be a crazy year. I'm still solidifying a lot of things. So I leave for the Arctic on Tuesday. I'm there for 3 weeks. Then originally I was going to go to Ethiopia, but that unfortunately overlapped with some other travel. So Ethiopia is on pause. Then I fly out to LA. I'm doing some work in LA. Then from LA, I'm going to Miami because I'm speaking at the Sea Trade Global Cruise Conference, which is the biggest cruise conference in the world. Then I'm back here. I might be going to South Africa. I'm trying to figure it out. Then I go to Alaska in June. Then everything's a little up in the air. Then in August or September, I'm trekking through Peru, and I'm also going to Rwanda. And then somewhere in there, I'm hoping to hit Nepal, Taiwan, and a few other places.
And that's all this year?
And that's all this year.
Holy smokes.
Are
and
these
then, of
all
course, I'm
new
trying
places?
to do more domestic travel as well.
Yeah.
Are those all new places?
New places you've never been.
The Arctic is new. The places in the States. LA would actually be new because I've never been to California.
That's so funny.
What? That's actually the one place that I said I have been. Yeah. I don't do a lot of travel.
Most people have been to California, and I have not.
Yeah.
Where else? Alaska will be new. Rwanda would be a repeat, but I'd be doing new things, and I love
going to different areas
over there.
Yeah.
You constantly have to update your countries visited thing.
Oh, yeah.
You're like always on there.
Peru would be a repeat, but a brand new trek that I'm incredibly excited about. And then if I do Taiwan, Nepal, things like that, I've been, but again, it'd be just different routes, different experiences, more outdoorsy hiking focused, because this year I really want to do more luxury outdoors and just hiking and immersing myself outdoors, because I've done so many amazing luxury leisurely hotels in the last few years that I'm sort of just craving that outdoor adventure.
Yeah.
So that's a big goal.
I don't know though. I think that when you sleep in the ice hotel, that I'm gonna call it outdoors. I'm gonna say it's outdoors, right?
Pretty much. But yeah, we're doing super cool things. I mean, we're snowshoeing, we're dog sledding, we're cross-country skiing, we're fat biking, we're snowmobiling,
we're ice trucking.
We're
going ice trucking.
We're chasing
We're
the
going
northern
ice trucking
lights.
in Alaska.
We're meeting moose and reindeer and all
Careful
that
about those
stuff.
moose. I hear those suckers can be aggressive. They come at you.
They look really cool though.
Yeah.
Let that thing try taking your wallet. See what's up.
All right. Last question. Really quick one. Favorite place that you've ever
New Zealand.
Boom. Why?
Okay. Didn't think you'd be so. Yeah. Didn't think you'd be like, oh my God, there's so many to choose from.
If you asked me before New Zealand, that would have been my response. If you asked me before New Zealand, I used to pretty much tell people, okay, well, you need to break it down. Is it for culture? Is it for food? Is it for partying? Is it for sightseeing? Is it for history?
New Zealand does
for
it
whatever?
all?
New Zealand has everything.
Yeah.
New Zealand has everything, to some of the most beautiful mountains, to volcanoes, to beaches, to wineries, to luxury hotels, to every adventure activity you could ever possibly think of. It's just absolutely out of this world, and it's stunning. Just stunning.
Well,
New Zealand beers.
It's the best.
New Zealand beers. Yo, we got to do a podcast in New Zealand now.
You do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
okay,
the
we'll just
greatest
hop
place
over
in the
there real
world.
quick.
Well, they are making. They're trying to come release like a new nonstop flight from New York to Auckland.
That'd be cool.
Hoping it
You
comes
still
the
can't
next
get a
year.
nonstop flight to certain places in Florida, which drives me freaking crazy.
It
You
is
can't get a
nuts.
nonstop flight from New York to Destin, Florida.
That's
and
insane.
I don't get it. You got to
That's
go to
crazy.
Atlanta. You have to go to
Why?
Atlanta. I don't know. Don't get me started. Don't get the old man started. Don't get him worked up, all right?
You got to have a connector.
All right, so Sarah, thank you so much. Are you down to stick around and play Mack Move or Whack Move?
absolutely.
We got
Let's
some
do
good
it.
topics for you.
Let's do it.
All right.
So, all right, cool. So
These are a little less aggressive than last
Okay.
podcast.
yeah, so we just go through a bunch of topics and then we vote whether
Okay.
it's a Mack move or a Whack move. We run through it quickly and we have fun and we just chop it up a little bit.
we were traveling to Boston last weekend, and I lost one of our Mac Move or Whack Moves.
Yeah, you left it at a bar.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was 2 a.m. I would be a terrible. You're
I was
like,
gonna say,
you'd
you
go
might
on one
be-
trip with me, and you'd
Yeah.
be like, I'm never
Nope.
bringing
Like,
this
oh,
guy with me
gosh.
again. He left his bag in the hotel. He dropped his keys on the way
Oh
out.
my
Yeah.
goodness. That just gives me anxiety.
Yeah, you're like,
I don't
even wanna be
I
around
know
this
where all
guy.
my stuff is. That's like, oh.
That's hilarious. All right, cool. So Mac Move or Whack Move. Let's get into it.
All right.
Chase, topic number 1.
All right, topic number 1. Whoa, just blew out my mic. Topic number 1. Dunkin' Donuts is now offering bags of bacon for $2.49. It goes in conjunction with all their new Beyond Meat offerings. So I think they will have a Beyond Meat bacon offering soon. But this is something that I said that I've been waiting for them to do. I don't eat a lot of food from Dunkin', but I'm like, this is a money grab for them. Like, you need to be like the first fast food breakfast place to offer bacon is gonna like cash in.
Just bacon.
Just bacon in a bag. You're looking
Yeah.
at me like you.
I'm gonna go
I know
Whack
what your
Move.
answer is. I know what your answer is.
I'm going to go first, and I'm going to say it's a Whack Move, and I'm just going to say, do better, Americans. Do better.
Bacon in
Do
a
I
bag.
like bacon? I love bacon. I love bacon from high-end restaurants. Thick cut bacon and some maple syrup or something like that. I am not okay. Who's ever liked bacon at a fast food place? It's disgusting. It's like rubber. It's gross. So if it's that type of bacon,
Ooh,
I don't want
yeah.
none of it. I want none of it. And do better, America. Really, do better. What do you got?
I also think it's a whack move.
Yeah.
But even for health reasons, like, come on, people. Nobody should be picking up
Straight bacon
straight
hitters?
Bacon.
It's keto.
Granted,
It's keto.
I'm also plant-based, so bacon is not my favorite thing in the world. I am a Dunkin' girl.
Yeah,
I love
I am
Dunkin'
too.
Donuts. I
Get you a
love that they're doing
Dunkachino.
Beyond Meat. I think that's, like, absolutely fabulous that they're trying to promote, plant-based options. But plant-based or not, either way, nobody should be having some
Straight
version
bacon.
of straight bacon or plant-based bacon because no matter what, that's just not good for you.
God, you guys are.
And I
so
know that it
lame.
sounds really bad that
You
I
guys
went
are
Whack
so
Move
lame.
because
I know.
I'm a diehard
I was gonna
Scrapple
say,
fan.
and people love bacon, so I mean, there's that like marketing part of me that's like, it's kind of brilliant,
But I
it
feel
has
that
to
it's
be high
brilliant.
quality.
Yes, that's my
bacon.
point. Like high quality. That those thick.
You're
Down
gonna
and
have
dirty.
that, like,
I like that
ah.
gutter bacon,
Go ahead,
boy.
here we
I'm
go,
that
buddy.
gutter bacon.
You went
boy.
to Loyola, bro. If those Jesuits knew that you would eat Dunkin'
Dude,
bacon for
I'll eat
$2.49,
bacon off the
bro.
sidewalk if it's $2.49.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that low. But no, it's a Mac move. I mean, I was waiting. I always thought this when I was a kid.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah, I always
Yeah.
thought. I feel like I've thought this.
He was a
forever.
little boy. He was in the back seat. He was like, "Mommy, why don't they sell bacon out the drive-thru?"
Yeah, like they had bacon on a bacon, egg, and cheese, but I can't just get the bacon by itself. Like that always pissed
You
me
get
off.
extra bacon when you're making egg and cheese.
And then I take it off, and then I eat it by itself.
All right.
If this were in France and it was called like le bacon, people would.
We would like
it. Would be fine.
Yeah,
I
we
think
would be
that'd
fine.
be-
Yeah,
that would
we'd be
be
down with it. And
But
it would have to
better.
cost at least $25 because that's the type of bacon I eat. Good bacon.
bacon out of a bag.
The thick cut.
Oh.
All right. Topic number 2. We're going to stick with the fast food chain, although some people try to act like Panera isn't fast food. It is, but go ahead, Chase.
All right. Second topic is coffee subscriptions. Panera Bread has launched a subscription service in which customers can have as much coffee and tea as they like. So it's and tea, I guess, for $8.99 a month. Loyalty programs are on the rise right now. And it's basically, you don't have to change your, if you do this anyway, this is a great cost-effective way of just.
Do they have drive-thrus at Paneras? I don't think they do.
Not in the ones I go to.
That's
Not
how
the
they
ones
get
I've
you.
seen.
They wouldn't do that if it was a drive-thru.
No,
because
the thing
they
is,
know
they're gonna go in and then they're gonna get that. I mean, they have such a nice like bakery area, and you're
Yep.
totally going to get one of those delicious chocolate chip cookies or muffins with it, or bagels. They have really. They have
That's the
really
other thing where they
bagels.
try to make it seem like they're healthy too. That's
Yeah.
the other thing that cracks me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do have fruit, but
Yeah, they give you
No.
an apple with the.
but I
with
mean,
the chips or the bread.
Yeah, with the chips and bread.
I'm gonna go Mac move because I like the business idea behind it. I know what they're doing. They're just gonna get people to like what you had said. They're just gonna get people to come in and do that. But I tell you what, get a drive-through. Get a drive-through, and I'll be on that because I definitely drink more than $9 a coffee.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely. I also think it's a Mac move. Again, from a marketing standpoint, it's just brilliant because people are going to go in. They're going to be like, as they're waiting for their coffee, they're going to be like, yeah, that looks delicious.
Too, if I'm stopping in.
It just
looks
so good.
Lunch.
Or it always smells pretty good, and then that is going to make you want something too. So.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Mac move. I think.
So we can't even hit our sound effect. We have a sound effect that when
we all agree on
Mac
something,
move,
it's like.
Just know you're getting 90% of this show.
It's like really deep bass noise. It's like it's really enjoyable. So sorry we don't have that today, but yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of people that aren't going to even use this. So Panera's gonna like make a lot of money. I feel like people aren't gonna maximize. There's going to be one guy that goes and gets 32 coffees in a month from there.
Yeah, most people
gets his money worth, but a lot of people are just going to. All right, let's move on to the next topic.
Topic number 3, Paris Fashion Week face masks on show amid coronavirus concerns.
All right, so the whole thing is this is unintentional, but there has been a lot of like face masks coming out that are like have like designs on them or just like are adorned with different. So there's a couple examples right there. I don't know. Is it a little insensitive right now because of what's going? Like people are dying because of a coronavirus, and we're gonna like I guess make these.
I don't understand. Is it meant to be fashion? Is it supposed to be
fashionable?
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, it's fashion and function. So it's a marriage between the two, which is always that's like for me that's. Fashion and function. I mean, fashion and function go together.
They have to. I mean, they're better if they go together. That's for sure. But
coming from a guy that wears Gary V shoes, that's what it's all about, right? Fashion and function.
Fashion and
put
function.
on them Gary V hitters. You go hard.
Yeah, I can walk through the city for 8 hours. Do 20 blocks in 8 hours.
You function. You function. This is kind of weird, and I'll be honest with you. Deontay Wilder was wearing these type of masks long before these people. All right, so. I mean, I don't really have a problem with it. Like,
is it insensitive?
I mean,
do you think it's
like? Listen, you want to be safe and you want to look good. These type of people.
All right,
wear
so
these
I'm doing Mac move.
I'm going Mac move.
I'm going Mac move.
Yeah, because I don't really like. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's insensitive by any means. I mean, I think they could be cuter. But I don't think it's insensitive at all.
I have more of a problem with this 2-zipper setup on this outfit right here. I have
I want a Mack Talks face mask.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you could probably make it happen.
That'd be cool.
Or like just one with like some camo.
Oh my God, custom face masks. Let's go.
Can mine be camo and then have the Mack Talks?
I've got my really good face mask.
Did you? You got it? All right.
You got a luxury one?
I mean, so I got one of the best of the best. So Cambridge face masks are like considered the best.
You got the ones with the things on the side.
Canisters? It has a ventilation valve, and it's supposed to really filter out bacteria, viruses, things like that.
Can I hook up?
Shout out! If I'm going to negotiate a contract with you, I'm going to negotiate with a sponsor. I'm going to get you a mask sponsor up in her.
Tommy's like, can I hook up my vape to one of those things?
That guy vapes. I lecture him about it all the time. This guy occasionally hits that guy's vape, and I keep calling him popcorn lungs, and I keep telling him that I go dad on them too. See, it's not just you. They're bad on everybody.
They're bad for you.
I will go dad on everybody. All right, so that was topic number 3. Topic number 4.
Oh, what do you think of this? Do you follow boxing at all? Did you see what happened recently?
Outfit.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Look at this outfit.
I don't follow boxing.
So Deontay Wilder is a heavyweight boxer. He's a champion. Okay. So is Tyson Fury. They were boxing over the weekend. Both of them had insane entrances.
That's what he wore.
That's what he wore to the ring. And then
he wore it like Black Panther for Black History Month.
For Black History Month.
For Black History Month. Yeah. He was supposed to. So he
celebrating
lost
black
the fight.
culture.
So he was the heavyweight champ. He lost the fight, and he's blaming it on this 40-pound suit. He's 240 pounds. He's 200 and lose with some dignity.
Yeah, I mean, Come on, whack move.
How about the 270-pound guy, 6'9" guy, pummeling your face? Maybe that had something to do with you losing your legs.
God.
Yeah, he was like, I lost my legs because I was wearing this 40-pound suit to the ring.
He's the idiot
It's
that
like,
wore the 40-pound suit.
I know.
And then
the best part about it was Chase said that there's this video out there where he's talking about how he does everything in a 45-pound vest.
No.
Yeah, all of his training.
So he just looks like a...
The thing that people forget is
That's
the internet has no...
people.
There's no delete your history in the internet.
But the costume itself is a total Mack move. I dig it. I love it. You know that weighs 40 pounds because of all the batteries that had to go into it.
Yeah, and all the diamonds on it and
That's
shit.
crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, that's good marketing right there. I mean, come on.
People remember it.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look,
Everything is slowly turning into the
like the
WWE.
eyes were doing.
That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Everything's turning into the WWE.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the interwebs.
crazy.
And it's kind of awesome.
All right, so this is actually a good one to finish up with here.
Because it's Friday beers.
Because it's Friday beers. Go ahead, Chase.
Corona
Topic
stock
number
is
5.
down. Americans are avoiding Corona beer amid coronavirus outbreak.
What?
38% of beer drinkers said they would never, under any circumstances, buy Corona as the deadly virus continues to spread, even though it has absolutely nothing to do with the virus.
I'm
That is
scared.
ridiculous.
I'm scared. I am more scared for these people than I am for the people. That sorry, I forgot what I was going to say there. But I'm more afraid of these people than I am the people that want to eat the bacon. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're going to eat the bacon, I think I have more respect for you than if you're not going to drink Corona.
And like Corona's been around for forever. It's not like this is a brand new beer that came out at the same time as the virus, which again,
you know, if Trump didn't try to kill
but
Coronas coming over the border, you know, with this goddamn trade shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It figures a virus is going to do it.
Yeah, I still am trying to figure out how you can connect the beer with. Besides the name, it's like, but
Why?
But
Why?
that's
What's
no.
wrong with
Just
people?
because something's named the same as something else, like it's the dumbest. Also, that's a
mind-blowing.
staggering number.
That's what I'm saying.
38%.
It's also very misleading, though.
Big
But it's
number.
very misleading because it's 38% of beer drinkers.
But
How many did they
still.
poll? Like, I want to go here. I want to go to where you used to work in New York, and when they get out, I want to be there with a camera and a mic, and I want to say to them, "Did you have any Corona tonight? Why not?" And I want to hear if they say, because I don't want that virus.
Oh my god!
This has gotta be a joke.
Yo, I'll even go as far as
that.
this. There's somebody out there that sees somebody serve somebody else a Corona, and they're like, "Excuse me, can I get your manager? I don't want him serving me a drink because he just served somebody a Corona."
Yeah.
I might bring coronavirus into my Bud Light. He might bring coronavirus into my Bud Light.
Who's doing this
ridiculous.
poll? Like, this is fake news. This is a fake poll. I can't
hope
see this
it's,
being
I
real.
hope it's a fake poll.
I'm big on the fact that I think that just people generate stories that don't actually exist. This could be one of them, Chase.
Yeah.
Like the Peloton.
I
Did you
hope
hear the
so.
shit with the Peloton thing?
I knew
where
there was
everybody
something,
got upset
but
because the commercial is the guy buying his wife a Peloton. Like, that's so offensive. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
he bought his wife a Peloton.
A guy could totally buy me a Peloton.
buy me a Peloton.
They're expensive, and I would totally.
That's
use
what I'm
that.
saying.
They're like 10 grand.
Yeah,
It's like, that's
by
a
all
sick
means,
present.
I will happily take one.
But they're trying to say he was like body shaming his wife or something.
Be
like,
better,
I
America.
just thought it was so ridiculous that it's got to be fake news.
Yeah.
This is fake news.
I
I
guarantee
don't
you that
trust-
if you ask a bunch of 6th graders if you drink Corona, like Corona beer, if you drink Corona beer, will you get coronavirus? And I guarantee you 90% of them say no. You can't get it.
Then you got a couple goofballs.
That's
who
why I
say
think
yes.
that we got to start doing these pointless things and just be like, oh, 70% of Americans think this, and just let people flip out about it, and nobody really even thinks
Well,
it.
enough people do that though already. I mean, there's such an issue online with the spread of misinformation.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the biggest problems, and you know this is one of them. Even everything around the coronavirus, the facts and the not so facts.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
We were a part of a podcast that spread some misinformation down in Times Square back in October. But other than that, it was all for fun. If you spread misinformation for fun, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
But anyway.
As long as no one's getting hurt.
Yeah. So this is going to conclude this episode.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. We actually
thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
We had
you
so
so
much
much for
fun
having
with
me.
you.
Yeah, this is fabulous.
We can't wait to check in with you. We can't wait to give you a Mack Talks shirt that you're going to wear in that freaking freezing hotel, and you're going to take a picture with that on.
It sounds fabulous. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'll have room in this suitcase, but in a shorter trip probably.
Okay. All right, cool. So give us. Do you want to give her?
So I'm gonna let you plug your stuff.
Yeah. So what's the website?
All right. So you guys can follow me at 5foottraveler.com. 5 is spelled out, and Traveler only has one L.
Yep.
It's the 5 Foot Traveler on Instagram as well as Facebook, and then it's 5 Foot Traveler on Twitter. So the 5 Foot Traveler, guys.
Consume
consistent.
Authentic content.
Brand consistency is incredibly important. And I mean, I'm 5 feet tall. Come on.
And that's that authentic content.
She's actually
that she's
5'1".
Oh no!
And she's spreading fake news about.
Yeah,
her height.
she better be even.
Know,
We're gonna measure you right after this.
A lot of people have tried to pin that one on me, but every time I am 5 feet.
Yeah, nice, awesome.
5 Foot Traveler.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for joining us.
you.
We're looking forward to watching you fly all over the world. Be safe.
I will.
Head on a swivel. Don't you forget that.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so
I don't want to have to
much.
call somebody with your dad and be like, "Hey, my daughter, I'm coming for you."
We're going Taken on me.
I know who you are.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye bye.